Worry. Okay, amazing, right? So yeah, over. He's originally from London, guys, but he's lived everywhere. You name it. He's lived everywhere. He's currently in Arizona, USA. So right, so I know his time isn't the same as us right now. So I really want to value and appreciate his time. He started learning then to trade in 2021. I'm sure he'll tell you a little bit about his story for those who obviously don't know who he is. But he's an absolute legend. He obviously serves us when it comes to the AI scanner, obviously Sniper Pro, which he's going to go through today. And his goal is to help over 10,000 people worldwide, guys. And it's an honor to be able to have him on today's call. We was with him in Portugal maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I said, John, my team are on to me. They need you. They need to hear from you. So I need you to serve my team as well, guys. So please, if you don't listen to me, listen to this individual. Take as many notes as possible. Show as much love, so much support. Keep sending out, guys. We need at least 250. We have a huge organization. There's only 175 right now. So we're going to keep on pushing and we're going to have over at least 250 within the next couple of minutes. But Mr. John Oliver, I am going to spotlight you. I'm going to make you co-host and you should bear with me. Let me sort this out. And let me make you co-host and you should be able to unmute, sir. So over to you. Guys, let's show some love to Mr. Oliver in the chat box. What an honor.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, Mr. Bonds, Joshua. Well done. Thank you very much for having me on. It is such a pleasure to be on with you guys. You don't know what a treasure Joshua is for you guys. Well, I'm sure most of you know, but he's a real professional. He's going big. He's already gone big places. He's going even bigger in the next couple of years. So I'm honored and blessed to be a part of the journey with you, and I'm honored to be asked to be on with you. So let me get straight to it. You know, I like to get straight down to business, guys. I don't like to mess around. So here we go. Let us uh, let us show you this. Can you see that screen? Okay. It says 5 year anniversary. Okay. So I started trading 5 years ago, guys, and I know there's beginners on the call. I know there's builders on the call. I know there's traders on the call. I know there's prospects on the call. So I'm going to try and keep everyone happy with this. I started trading 5 years ago. As an aside, guys, anyone building the business, I got introduced to it when a friend of mine came up to me and said, "Hey, John, I've got something I think you ought to look at." Does that sound familiar to anybody? That's how we build the business, guys. That's how we build the business. We just talk to people and say, "Hey, I've got something I think you'd be interested in. You got a couple of minutes?" And my friend introduced me to trading. I had no idea what it was. Yes, I've started a lot of companies. Yes, I've been very successful. But for me, trading was like buying Apple stock. And if it went up, I made money. And if it went down, I didn't make money. I lost money. I didn't know you could trade it like we do and make money on the way up and on the way down. I had no idea. My friend said, "Well, I don't really know how it works either, but I'm going to start. I'd love you to come on the journey with me." And I said, "Sure, count me in." I didn't ask him even how much it was. He just told me to pull out my credit card, and I did. And I signed up, and that was 5 years ago last week. I started on April 29th. It's now May the 4th. So just over 5 years. I've been an educator in GFU for 16 months. I started in January of last year. And I'd never been an educator before, and found out I loved it. Found out that people actually appreciated how I teach and what I teach, and my passion and everything, even for an old geezer. And it's just been going up ever since then. So I started in 16 months ago because we brought over a bunch of people from our previous company when that was on its last legs. A lot of people came over to GFU, and they were a bit lost, like I was, where to start, what scanner to go for, and etc. And we found a scanner in GFU called Sniper. It wasn't that good, but it was the closest thing that we could see that would work. And I started teaching on that for a while, but I realized the shortcomings of that. And so I went to the director of education at the time and said, "Hey, look, you know, who designed this thing? because I'd like to talk to him and see if he can, improve it a little bit. And he said, well, we don't really know. We think he's left the company. I said, well, what about the other people who are teaching it? What can they do? He said, well, I've asked them, and they say, oh, add an EMA here, add a signal service here, whatever. But no one's really come up with anything. I said, well, do you mind if I have a go? And he said, yeah. So I came up with a 10-page thesis about what we needed. He said, this is fantastic. We're going to build it. And so in 2 months, that was a month after I became an educator with GFU. And in 2 months, we built and designed Sniper Pro, and we launched it. For all you newbies, Sniper Pro is a scanner that gives us good insight into the trading world and gives us setups and entry points and exit points so that we can take high probability trades. Took me 2 months. We launched it in Munich of last year. I did a presentation. Nobody knew who I was. Nobody came up to me and said hello. I had to approach all the big guys like Joshua and Bells and Chris and all these guys. They had no idea who I was. I was happy to be there. And we launched it in Munich 13 months ago. So just over a year, we've been running Sniper Pro. And I'm still learning, guys. One thing you'll know about trading is you have to be constantly learning, no matter what. I'm still learning from people. I'm still learning from people like Joshua and Chris and Bells about building the business. I'm still learning from the other educators as well on how I can improve my presentation skills, my educator skills, my trading skills, and now I'm starting to build on my building skills as well. So I told you where it came from. How it was built was basically, guys, I reckon if I had Sniper Pro when I started trading 5 years ago, I could have knocked at least 2 years off my trading journey. When I first started, my goal was to help 1,000 families become financially free. That was my goal. And to do that, I needed to build a scanner that anybody could use, even the beginners. And when I started, guys, I can't tell you how many people, some educators are arrogant. They don't want to be bothered with beginners. They've gone past that stage. They suffered learning, and so they think everyone else should suffer learning. But I wasn't like that, guys. I wanted to help people from the very beginning. Okay. And I wanted it to be easy to learn. So we made it color coded. Basically, very, very simple. If you see red, we're going for sell. And if you see blue, we're going for buy. It's that easy, guys. Okay. And I wanted it to work on all assets. A lot of our scanners only work on gold. Some of them only work on Forex, etc. But mine works on all assets, on all time frames, and it works for any age. I've got a friend of mine actually in England who gets on my live sessions in the morning. She has a 7-year-old son, and he went to school for a school day and said he wanted to be a trader. He's 7 years old. And they said, well, what does a trader do? And he said to the whole class, when you see blue, you buy, and when you see red, you sell. 7 years old, guys. Okay? So it does work fantastically. Now, why should you listen to me? What are the results? I'll just tell you quickly how easy it is to learn here, guys. You can see this. Very simple. When you start off, it's one rule entry. You see one of these scorecards. If it's blue, you go in for a buy. If it's red, you go in for a sell. If you're a beginner, this is how you start. Very, very simple. Over on the left, you can see that's the scorecard, number one. You see that, it's red, you get in for a sell. Sniper Pro shows you where the stop loss is. You place your stop loss there on that level. Shows you where take profit one is. You put your take profit on that level. When it hits one or the other, you exit the trade. If it hits the stop loss, you get out for a loss. If it hits your take profit one, you get out for a profit. That is the basic building block of Sniper Pro. It's the simplest system you will ever see. You can literally start trading in 5 minutes. If it's red, it's a sell. Blue, it's a buy. Now, why do I say if it hits your stop loss, you get out of a loss? Because, guys, nothing is 100% foolproof. We're going to take losses. And this way, you're going to get used to taking some losses without worrying about it. And this, you're going to take profits without worrying about it. The main point being, if you can enter correctly, i.e. follow the rules, you're actually going to win more times than you lose. It's just that simple, guys. When you go on to more advanced rules, we're going to add a couple more things. But again, it's all color coded. You see a blue scorecard, you get in, you want a blue arrow, a blue candle, and this trend direction line at the bottom is blue. Again, you get in for a buy. If they're all red, you get in for a sell. Simple as that, guys. Very, very simple. Now, why should you listen to me? We were just at an educators retreat, guys. We just won that award. The most utilized scanner in GFU. That means more people are using this scanner, Sniper Pro, than anybody else's scanner in GFU. There was only 4 awards given. One was for mindset, one was for translation, one was for something else. This was the only one that was given for the scanners, guys. It was 1 of 4. I'm not doing this to boast. I'm just doing this so you listen to me, because this information I'm going to give you right now is going to change your life. Now look, Joshua knows what this is. So our VPs of education sent out this for the month of April 2026. All the educators, we have over 85 educators in GFU, and they send out ideas every month. Can you see my arrow moving around, Joshua?
Yep, yep, I can see
Okay.
it.
Okay. 36 ideas were given out as signals on April 2026. A lot of you know about signal services. You sign up. There's a fee for signing up for these signal services. GFU gives them to you free, included in your subscription. They gave out 36. 19 of them were completed. 19 of them were wins. 17 of them were incomplete. That means some of them lost. Some of them did not set up. So they'll often call out an idea saying, if gold hits this level, you can get in for a buy. And then gold doesn't hit that level, so you don't even enter it. But they called out 36 ideas. 19 were completed, 17 were not. That's roughly a 50%, just over a 50% success rate. Okay? In trading, we teach you that you only need to win 4 trades out of 10 to make money. So 50% is very, very good. Okay? The whole of the month of April, 36 ideas. How many signals, or what we call alerts, do you think Sniper Pro gave out? How many do you think? Do you think it was more or less than 36? I can tell you right now that Sniper Pro, Joshua, this is going to blow your mind, and you, Fatima, and you, Nikki. We gave out 38 total ideas. Not in a month, not in a week, not in a day. That was this morning. Joshua, that was this morning. 38 this morning. Guys, wake up. This is the real deal here. The whole of GFU gave you 36 ideas in a month. Little old Sniper Pro gave you 38 just this morning. Actually, before the morning even finished. We had 38 alerts. Do I have your attention yet, guys? Come on. Half a day, Sniper Pro is sending out alerts that you can take advantage of. What are the alerts based on? Blue and red scorecards. See a scorecard blue, get in for a buy. See a scorecard red, get in for a sell. Okay. And we're not on 50%, Joshua. Look at these. These are just some of the results I've got. Gold, US 30, NAS, GPP, JPY, Bitcoin, German 30, DAX, whatever you want. Look at those success rates on the right-hand side, guys. Do you see any 50% there? Do you see any 60% there? Minimum 70%. In our last company, we had some great educators, Brandon Boyd and Josh Lee. You know who they are, Joshua. Many of you are in that company knows who they were. They gave out an award every week for everyone that took 70% success rate or higher in their trades that week. We had to send in our results every week. I did that for a year, guys. Guess how many awards I won? 52. Every single week, 70% or more. Guys, you got to pay attention here. This is big stuff. Look at all these pips. You imagine these pips, guys. If you had $1 a pip, how much is that going to give you? $1 a pip in 1 week. How about $10 a pip, Joshua? If you were Chris, you're not even talking $10 a pip. You're talking $100 or $1,000 a pip, right? Come on, guys. We're not messing around here. $10 a pip in 1 week. Is that good enough for anybody? How about 2,500 times 10? 25,000 in 1 month. Is that interesting anybody yet? Nobody? Okay. Anybody know what this is? This is the little VW camper van. 1972 VW camper van. I drove from London to Dubai in one of those. How did I get there? I needed a goal. Where was my goal? My goal was actually to just travel around Europe. My map in those days, don't forget, this is pre-internet. This is pre-cell phone. This is pre-everything that you take for granted, or most of you do. I had a paper map and a Sharpie. That's how I got this map out. A paper pen and a Sharpie. No cell phones, only pay phones. When I got to Greece, my map ran out. It was a map of Europe, but I continued on to Syria and Lebanon, Israel, Jordan, through Saudi, and eventually ended up in Dubai. Stayed there for 8 years. But to get there, I needed a goal. I needed a plan. I needed a map. I needed a vehicle, and I needed fuel to get there. And that's what GFU is. Whatever your goal is, we can teach you the plan to get there. We can give you the map to use. We can give you the vehicle to get there. And we give you all the fuel you want, no matter what your goal is in trading or business building. Talk to Joshua about business building. Talk to me about trading. And we will get you there. Simple as that. Okay? Now, another thing that Joshua wanted me to go over is trading times, trading sessions. Okay, we have lots of trading sessions. We have New York session, we have London session. They're the two big ones. We have Asian session as well. No matter where you are in the world, guys, you can take screenshots of this because I'm not going to go into a great detail. But in Asian session, this is the time's up there. This is Pacific Standard Time, and this is a GMT time. In Asian session, these are your best instruments to trade. Going to be gold, Japanese yen pairs, Australian and New Zealand pairs. And then we're looking at Hong Kong and Japan. And what we're looking for is range trading or breakout plays after the news. Liquidity is much lower than London, New York, because London and New York are the big 800-pound gorillas in the trading world. That's where most of the volume is. But because we can trade anytime, any place, on the beach, on the bus, in the office, in Starbucks, in Lisbon, in Munich, wherever we are, we can trade all of these. The time that you are on might not be London session or New York session, might be one of the other sessions. So make sure you know what to trade in those sessions. Here's the next one, London session, screenshot. Best instruments are going to be your European indices. This is going to be 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. GMT. Your DAX, your FTSE 100, UK 100, CAC 40, all your Euro and GBP pairs, very active because London is the Forex capital. So London session is where it all happens in Forex. Very, very good. Gold does pick up as well, and the US dollar index will affect some of that. So always look at that as well. And we look for strong breakouts from the Asian sessions, and very often we get morning reversals. If you're new, I know this doesn't happen, this might not make much sense to you guys, but if you're new, remember what I said earlier. If it's blue, you buy. If it's red, you sell. That's all you need to know. It doesn't matter what session you're trading, because guess what? Sniper Pro will figure this out for you. This is New York session. Take a screenshot of that. 12 midday to 21 GMT. There's the best instruments. You're going to look at the US stuff. Gold is very good. Anything to do with USD pairs, Euro, GBP, any of those, USD, JPY, CAD, etc. A lot of trend trading happens during New York. We love trading with the trend, not against the trend. But we do, and we scalp a lot around the news events. Get a lot of money through the news events. Okay? This is your daily roadmap. This is your summary here, guys. There's the Asian range. What to focus on. There's the London range. What to focus on. London, New York overlap. That's my favorite. That's when I trade because it is the most volatile, the most volume. You've got the two biggest guys going at it, trading with all the volume of the two biggest exchanges in the world. I usually trade from about 5 a.m. till about 9 a.m. is my favorite time. Usually I trade for about 2 hours, then take a break. Then I'll trade for an hour, then take a break, then trade another hour. But they're my prime time, and I'm looking at those big, big movers. Gold, US 30, NAS, S&P 500, etc. In the afternoon, I tell you what I like in the afternoon is gold. I love gold in the afternoon. Starts around 4 o'clock my time. Sorry, 4 o'clock your time. Okay, and then from 9 a.m. to 11, it's actually very quiet. That's 9 a.m. to 11 your time, GMT. The market slows, but it's a nice time to learn. Things are a little bit more gentle. If you're new to trading, it's a nice way to get in without experiencing those big moves, getting so excited. Goes very, very quiet, but your pip count is not going to be so pipalicious. It's going to be small amounts of pips. Okay? And there it is in the pie chart, guys. Gold, you can trade pretty much all the time. I love London and New York overlap. European indices, US indices. Take a screenshot of that, guys, so that you can look at this later on and have access to that as well. Very, very important to know what to trade at different times of the day. Look, a lot of people like to trade. You know, when my friend came into me and said, "Hey, John, I need you to take a look at this. I think you'll find it interesting." I looked at it, and the first thing that I thought of is, you know what, I can do this for an hour a day, half an hour a day, 2 hours a day before I need to do any work. And so my goal was trading like 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. every day. And then I could get on with the other stuff that I was doing. I was doing real estate and some other stuff as well. But as I got into it, I suddenly discovered that actually I could still trade 2 hours a day, but then I didn't need to do anything after that. Because when your income exceeds your job, you can start having choices. You can start thinking about other types of freedom. When I started a business, guys, some of my businesses, I had to raise over $1 million to get the business off the ground. If you want to go and start a small business, guys, usually it's going to cost you hundreds of thousands, tens of thousands, or thousands of dollars, or pounds, or euros, doesn't matter, to start any business, even a small business. If you want to go and start a retail business, you're going to need 30 grand, guys. GFU will do it all for what's the amount in pounds over there? About 160 a month, right, Joshua? Something like that, 160, 170. And GFU handles everything for you. They handle all the sales. They handle the website. They handle the back office. They handle everything for you. You don't have to worry about employees. You don't have to worry about stock. You don't have to worry about anything like that. GFU handles it all for you for a tiny, tiny fraction of that. 160 a month is peanuts. If you get into trading and start becoming even a half decent trader, guys, you'll make that in 2 hours. And that lasts you the whole month. That is the beauty of GFU and Sniper Pro. And the other thing that I want to tell you about here, guys, is you cannot start a business with this much potential as this, because these markets turn over $7 trillion a day. $7 trillion a day. And guess what? We're not trying to compete with these guys. What we do with our scanners is we just tell you where the money's going so we can piggyback off it. We can piggyback off it. There's a saying in trading, 50 pips a day keeps the job away. 50 pips a day, if you are taking $10 a pip, £10 a pip, €10 a pip, 50 pips a day is £500, 500 euros, whatever. You trade for 5 days a week, that's 2,500. You trade for a month, that's 10 grand. Most people would consider themselves financially free with $10,000 a month coming in. Wouldn't you say that was true? Once you get to 10,000, you'll start aiming higher, of course. But that's where the saying 50 pips a day keeps the job away comes from. Now, I don't want you to give up your job, guys. Why? Because a job is going to give you regular income. What does regular income do? Regular income means you don't have to worry about your trading. Regular income means you've got some money left over from your job that you can put into your trading account. Regular income pays your bills, so you don't have to worry about that. What I would say, when you decide that the time is right to go full-time in trading or full-time in the business, is you put aside 6 months worth of your expenses in a savings account so that you don't have to worry about that for 6 months. Then you can give up your job. That's a sensible way to do it. Now, business building. What's important about that? Go and get a few people, guys. 4 people. You don't have to pay that monthly fee anymore. Joshua, anyone will tell you the same thing. 4 people, it's free. Go and get a few more people. They're going to pay you $700 or 700 euros. Get a few more people. They're going to pay you $1,000 a month. They actually pay it every Friday, every week. Friday payday is what we call it. They've never missed a payday, ever. What's $1,000 a month going to do for you? That's a lot. If you're surviving and you're making enough money that you don't need that $1,000, here's what I suggest you do with it. Take $500 of it each month, put it in a trading account. At the end of the year, your trading account's going to be $6,000 better off. Take the other $500 and invest it somewhere else, or put it in a travel fund, or go and have some fun with it. If you really want to, you can put all that in the trading account. You're going to have $12,000 in the trading account at the end of the year. That is the power of having this residual coming in, and your job is part of that residual income. Keep your job, have some income coming in, build the business, have some income coming in, throw some of that in your trading account, learn how to trade with Sniper Pro, and you can do wonderful things. I'm not making any promises. I'll leave that up to you guys because I'm an educator, so I'm not allowed to make any promises. But I can tell you this is if you learn this and if it becomes a lifelong skill of yours, no one can ever take this away. You can't get fired. You can't get laid off. You can't have your salary cut by other people. The only person that can dictate how much you earn is you. It's as simple as that. It's down to you. Very, very simple, guys. Hey, listen, if you like what you heard here, I'm going to end it here and open up for questions and everything. I do live sessions in GFU 6 times a week. That bottom one is UK time down there. So we trade in the morning here 6 a.m. It's 2 p.m. your time. Very, very fast moving New York Open time. Remember I said 50 pips a day keeps the job away. Does everyone remember that? If you've been on I call it hammer times. It moves so fast and furious. If you are on my hammer time on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, we usually take in that 1 hour, not 50 pips, minimum 500 pips. I think the maximum we've taken in an hour is 1,600 pips in 1 hour. Dollar a pip, that's $1,600 an hour. How many people make $1,600 an hour other than Joshua? Anybody? Anybody? I'm telling you guys. I'm telling you, this is if you put your mind to it, if you set your goals high enough, if you learn this skill, you will have a lifelong skill. Look, when I was at Joshua's event, I was honored to meet him and all the other guys at the end of last year. I was at his event and my gold card said, I have gold cards. I have one in my wallet, guys. I have one on my mirror in my bathroom. So whenever I'm shaving, brushing my teeth, looking at the mirror, seeing how wonderful I look, I can see my gold cards. And guess where my other one is? It's on the back of the toilet door. So when I'm in my favorite thinking position, I can look at my gold card. On my gold card, before the event with Joshua, my gold card said, I want to help 1,000 families become financially free. After that event in London with Joshua, looking at those guys and what they've achieved in such a short period of time, I changed my gold card from helping 1,000 families become financially free to 10,000 families become financially free. That's not in my team. That's in anybody's team. Joshua's team, Chris's team, Bell's team. Doesn't matter. This doesn't have to be my team. That's why I get on these calls to open people's eyes to the power of trading, the power of Sniper Pro, the power of building the business, the power of doing it properly, is because I want you to be one of the 10,000 families that become financially free. Who's with me on that one, guys? Who's with me? Thank you very much, guys. Let's open up for questions or anything else. What do you think, Joshua?
Amazing, amazing, amazing. Guys, can we show some love and gratitude to Mr. John Oliver in the chat box, guys? Absolutely incredible session. And I think it's mainly based around mindset, which is where money's at. The scanner is simple. There's no point of sitting on an hour when you've got recorded sessions, you have daily sessions where you go through it. It's the mindset, it's the understanding, it's the way we think, which is obviously how we do make the money we do. So really do appreciate you, John. Guys, let's do a quick Q&A. All right. We can do maybe a few questions. If you have any questions, guys, now is your chance. We have John himself here with us, guys, which you don't normally get to have every single week. So if you have any questions, guys, please ask away. If not, plug into his sessions, guys. Obviously, every single day for us, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday at 2 p.m. And obviously the recorded sessions as well. You want to tap into the boot camp. But I'll give it a few minutes.
The other thing to remember as well, Joshua, is I've just changed my beginners session. So it's at 8 p.m. on Tuesday. So it's perfect for you guys. It was like 3 a.m. in the morning. Now I've changed it to 8 p.m. your time.
Amazing.
If we get a lot of numbers on, then I can go to the powers that be and see if I can change some of my. So my mindset in trading session is 7 p.m. Sunday, but that again makes it 3 a.m. UK time, which is a bit hard.
Yeah.
So if I get my numbers up on the beginners session on Tuesday, then I can go to the powers that be and say, hey, maybe we should change our mindset session and maybe we should change our advanced session as well.
We'll make that happen. We'll contribute to the cause, John. Don't worry, we got you. We got you.
Excellent.
Best tips for a beginner. I've got two questions in a row, so I was going to skip it, but it's best tips for a beginner, John.
Best tips for a beginner is the first one is trust the process. What that means is, look, 5 years experience. Guys, in GFU, we got people with 10 years experience, 15 years experience, and they've all gone through the same thing that I did. And the reason that I designed Sniper Pro is because whatever mistake you've made, I've done it. I've blown accounts. I've overtraded. I've revenge traded. I got nervous about trading. I got out too early and I got in too late. Whatever you can tell me that you are struggling with, I've already struggled, so I can help you with that. Okay, the best advice I can say is Sniper Pro works. I've proven that beyond a doubt just in this last 40 minutes. There's no doubt Sniper Pro works. Where the doubt comes in is, do you know how to work? Because as Joshua said, it's down to your mindset. I can present all the indicators, all the signals, and there's lots of, as we go through the journey, you start as a beginner, you go to intermediate, you go to advanced. There's different rules as you go through the stage, as you would imagine. You know, when you learn to play the piano, you learn to play with one finger. And then from that, you learn to play with 5 fingers. And after that, you learn to play with both hands. That's how every process of learning goes. Doesn't matter what you're trying to learn, it's a process. So first of all, start trusting the process. Secondly, the rules are designed to make you take high probability trades. Not all trades, not lots of trades, but the trades that are more likely to win than the other trades. And you know how we set up trading. I'm not going to go into great detail now, but because of our risk reward of 1 to 2, you only have to be right 4 times out of 10 to be a profitable trader. You can lose 6 trades and still be profitable out of 10. Amazing. Okay, so my advice is start off small. Start off, if you see a blue arrow, you get in for a buy, set your TP1 and stop loss. And if it's red, you get in for a sell, set a TP and stop loss, and then just wait for it to hit one or the other. That's part of the learning process.
Amazing. Amazing. I've got a question. I think I know the answer. Just correct me if I'm wrong here. Is the higher the number on the scorecard, the better the probability? That's the case, isn't it?
Not always.
Okay.
Sniper, the numbers on the card represent up to 15 rules. There's actually 18 rules that we use in Sniper Pro, and there's a lot more going on in the background that you can't even see. We use long and short Kalmans, we use Elliott waves, we use all kinds of stuff that you don't even see on the charts. They're working in the background to make the charts much better and the signals much better. But what happens, let's say you've got the highest number we've ever seen in a scorecard is 12. We've never seen 15. And that's like once or twice. We have seen a few 11s. And obviously, the lower down you go, 10, 9, 8. Usually, I will say the higher the scorecard, the better. But let's say you get a scorecard of 4, but it's the top 4 signals. And then you get a scorecard of 8, but it's the bottom 8 signals. Which do you think's more likely to be successful? It's the 4 top signals. So don't worry unduly about the number in the scorecard. We never mention it in the rules. If you go through the beginner rules, we don't mention the number. Intermediate, we don't mention it. Advanced, we don't mention it. It's not worth worrying about because you cannot know, even if it's a number 9, are they the top 9 signals or the bottom 9 signals? They're usually a combination of both, but it's hard to say. And we've found no discernible difference between the success of the lower numbers. They don't show lower than 3. So we don't see a noticeable difference.
Amazing, amazing. Someone said, can you explain how the snake works and what to look out for? Is there somewhere that you would send us to? Is there a boot camp or how could we better understand how the snake
Yeah,
works?
we've got again. There's 15 boot camps in Gifu Live. They're grouped in beginners, intermediate, and advanced. And again, go through them in order. Each boot camp is like 4 or 5 minutes long. I think the longest one is maybe 7 minutes. It's very, very short. So go through them. We've got all the information there. Jump on the live calls if you can, especially the beginner ones, guys, because it's right in your time frame now. So you can jump on. They're live. You can ask questions right on the call. But basically, the snake, very, very simple. If it's red, again, you're looking for sells. If it's blue, you're looking for buys. If it's above the 50%, we call that being in the buy zone. If it's below the 50%, the trend direction in the middle, the bars that turn red and blue, that's at the 50% line. If it's above that, you're going to be looking for buys. If it's below that, you're going to be looking for sells.
Amazing, amazing. And last question, what's the best time frame to trade on? 1, 5, 15. What would you recommend?
It works across every time frame, guys. We've got people that do phenomenally well with the 4 hour and the 1 hour. They're more swing traders. So a lot of people, when they get in the morning, they want to look at their trade and set up the trade for the day, and they'll look at the higher time frames. But when you're going down the lower time frames, what I do, I'm a scalper myself, so I'm scalping on the 1, the 3, and the 5 minutes, my favorites. You get a lot of trades in. It's a little bit more active. You're not sitting on your hands for a long period of time. The alerts from Sniper Pro are on the 5 minute, the 15, the 1 hour, and the 4 hour. So those 38 trades that came out this morning were on the 5, the 15, the 1 hour, and the 4 hour. You can take any of them. You don't even have to know what you're doing, guys. You get an alert, go and take the trade. If it's blue, you go for a buy. Red, you go for a sell. Very, very simple. As you get more advanced, the alerts, when you're a beginner, the alerts say, get in now. As you get more advanced, the alerts are going to say, hey, Almez, there's a setup going on here now. Go take a look at it. And then you go take a look at it. You'll see the scorecard there because the scorecard triggers the alert. Not all the other signals, just the scorecard. But if you're more advanced, you'll go and look at that scorecard, apply the other rules that you've now learned to it, and then decide whether you like to take the trade or not. But you can take it on anything. Listen, when on the 1-1 rules, I like people to take 25 trades on the 1-1 rules. If you do it on the 1 minute chart, you're going to get through your 25 trades in 2 or 3 days, maybe a week. If you're doing it on a 1 hour chart, it's going to take you a month to get through the 25 trades or longer. So usually people will start on scalping It's the quickest, it's the easiest. You're going to get a lot more trades in. And the more trades you do, it's based on repetition. The more you can repeat the same rules over and over again, the quicker you'll get them. So the lower time frames are better for that.
Amazing. Amazing. Guys, let's show some love one more time to the one and only Mr. John Oliver. We will be, so you said it's Wednesday, 8 p.m., the beginner session now. Wednesday or
No, no,
Tuesday?
Tuesday. Now it's
Tuesday, 8 p.m.
Tuesdays. Yeah, Tuesday. So it'll be 12 midday for me here in Arizona, which it'll be 8 p.m. GMT in
Amazing.
London. So it's a
Amazing.
perfect time. A lot of people requested that. Everyone's got home from work by then. They've settled down. They're ready. They've got dinner out the way, whatever they're going to do. They've had DoorDash deliver their burgers and fries, whatever it is. It's people have put their kids to bed by then, so they've got an hour free. So jump on. It is live. I start right on time, guys. So boom. If you get in at 8:01, you've already missed some valuable information.
Amazing. Absolutely incredible. John, thank you very much. We appreciate you.
You're welcome.